Go, 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 go! No, 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 no! There's a little bit left. Do you have a family? Juno, Juno, Juno!
Oh, what a piece of shit.
हेलो
जीवन का टारगेट क्या है तुम्हारे?
लक्ष्य तो सर सलमान खान मारना है जी और कोई लक्ष्य नहीं है
Joey just gave you a high five.
Fuck. Deer bit his butt.
Is it shove day?
Oh yeah, it's shove day.
Is it shove day? It's shove day. It's shove day.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
How come deer are so cute?
Go!
I actually didn't check my tickets. I gotta check.
Hi, I'm Danielle Dufault, and you're watching Animalogic. Today, we're going to talk about a creature that's taken on so many different forms and probably has many more to go. That's right, we're going to talk about T-Rex's nemesis, Spinosaurus. Just a heads up, this creature has a long and tangled scientific history. And this is just a short version of that and how it's been depicted. So if you need more specifics about the science, definitely dig in. And check out our episode on Spinosaurus while you're at it. So let's take a look at the very first fossils of Spinosaurus that were ever found. These were from 1912 and discovered by Richard Markgraf. So the bones that were found, by no means was this a complete skeleton, but it did seem like they all went together. But these were the weirdest fossils of a theropod dinosaur that anyone had found so far. In 1915, Ernst Stromer published these fossils. It had a super long, narrow jaw and long protruding dorsal spines down its back. Hence,
My nutrition professor said that there's nothing wrong with eggs on the first day of class. Did you call him a beta male faggot that likes to taste farts for no reason?
Spinosaurus. Despite being in pieces, it was so weird that it deserved to become the founding member of its very own new clade, the Spinosauridae. I'm gonna guess that the only way that they knew that it was theropod was because of the association of other bones that it was with. Even the teeth that you can see in this illustration, they're so conical and round and robust that they look a whole lot more like a crocodilian than a dinosaur. And we'll be coming back to that later. And then we have this photograph of the vertebrae that were collected, and they put them in, you know, what they assumed would be the best plausible order. And you can see just how crazy tall those dorsal spines are, hence the name Spinosaurus. He's one spiny boy. In 1936, Stromer made a reconstruction of Spinosaurus, trying to make sense of all the bones that were ever collected so far.
That looks wrong. Just drawing that, I'd think I'd made a mistake.
It leaned pretty conservative because other large theropods were all we had to go by at the time. So at this point, we still didn't have a face, but we knew it had a long, strong chin, some conical, pointy teeth, and it was a tall-spined theropod. But we all started to wonder the important questions, like, could it win in a fight against T-Rex? These bones were utterly lost to history during World War II, when the museum where they were stored was destroyed. Photographs were rediscovered in the 1990s and published in 2006, and during that time, imaginations and paleontologists ran wild. Okay, we're gonna jump all the way to 1976 because no one's really cared yet about Spinosaurus. For some reason, it's popping back up, and Giovanni Caselli decided to make this fantastic illustration. This looks like a wiener dog on steroids, and please tell me, where's the lie? So it's already going pretty wild with speculation here, and I love it. I think it's great. The text here on the page is talking about how the sale might have actually helped Spinosaurus lose excess heat and prevent it from overheating, making it a quicker theropod than other, meat eaters at the time. Considering what they were working with, these illustrations are awesome. They're time capsules. Some of these definitely look more like Dimetrodon, while others don't bother with a sail at all and opt for big protruding spikes. Others, yet again, follow the science published.
I had an idea for a comedy skit where scientists discovered that dinosaurs were actually way smaller than we thought they were. And through some weird process, their bones expanded during the fossilization process. And in reality, dinosaurs were all the size of chickens. And then doing a skit based off of that. I thought that would be funny. And then seeing if I could get somebody to 3D animate for me tiny little T-Rexes that are the size of chickens. I really like chickens. Look at these freaking chickens. Oh my god. Dude, the chicken's copying her. That chicken's actually copying the person. Holy hell. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Oh, look at the chicken with his guns. Chickens are so beautiful. Oh my god, that's fucking horrendous. Did the idiot who fucking made this video not know what the fuck that is? Oh my goodness, look, they come to greet you. Look at him running. Oh my god, they all come to say hello. I fucking love chickens. I'd love to have chickens one day. They're so fucking cute.
And do a wonderful interpretation of
Oh yeah, Gig should do that for me.
it. Remember that we still only had the Stromer files, and some related dinosaurs to go by. By 1984, researchers were already proposing that Spinosaurus could have had a more croc-like snout to catch fish. And all of that was confirmed when Baryonyx walkeri was discovered. This is when we found that the Spino family was bigger than we ever knew. The Baryonyx was pieced together from separate fossils discovered in multiple places. Even though it wasn't identical to Spinosaurus, it shared some very important traits. It doubled down on the whole fish-eating thing. The reconstruction was also more complete than what we had of Spinosaurus. It had more parts of the rest of the body, and some kinda average-sized dorsal spines. Lots of the skull was discovered, including the little crest up on its forehead. It gave us a glimpse at the true face of Spinosaurus, and began painting a whole family portrait. I love this Baryonyx paper because it's one of the few scientific research papers that gets a full reconstruction inside the paper itself, and not just, as a cover page or something.
Yeah, I know raptors are way smaller than a lot of people think. They're generally actually fucking tiny. I saw one reconstruction of one. Apparently there were larger raptors, but they're still not the size of Jurassic Park, raptors.
So one of the figures is this fantastic painting by John Sibbick. And I love his art, like big time fan and big inspiration. He's got this animal looking so naturalistic, and honestly it still holds up really well to what we understand Spinosaurids to be. And that's just it. This was the beginning of the expansion of the Spinosaurid family. So Spinosaurus is no longer living inside its own family all alone. It's got company. I still think that this John Sibbick piece is still one of the best pieces of Spinosaurid art out there. It's honestly just gorgeous. Additional evidence was found when Suchomimus was discovered in Niger. The 1998 documentary Colossal Claw gave us a better glimpse into what scientists were thinking at the time. This skeleton of Suchomimus, or the croc mimic, was 2/3 complete. And as its name suggests, it had a very croc-like face. So at this point, people were starting to connect the dots. Maybe Spinosaurus also looked just as crocky? Considering the semi-aquatic lifestyle of crocs, was this a case of convergent evolution? And just like Spino, it had long dorsal spines too. The environment it came from was a lush, swampy delta, so there.
No, I didn't do any lifting today. I was planning on training in the afternoon, but I just got zonked, fell asleep, and I only just woke up. Probably gonna do some training in the morning, like probably around 8-ish a.m. And then we'll just go from there. But my sleep is being absolutely fucked.
There would have been lots of feeding opportunities, both terrestrial and aquatic. Oh my goodness, that dramatic zoom.
Last night at a gas station, I saw some guys in a Ferrari 488 and talked to them about it, and he gave me the keys and told me to start and rev it. It had a fab speed exhaust and sounded crazy. That's pretty cool. I like some of the Ferraris from like the mid-late 2000s. Oh, the 488's... Okay, I'm confusing it with the other thing. This is a later. The 488's... No. What was the one from the, like, mid-late 2000s that I think this replaced? Is it the 468 that I'm thinking of? Or 458? I'm not a Ferrari expert. You know what I mean. But, I'm excited for the... whatchamacall, the new one that they're coming out with. It's replacing that pee pee poo poo that they released. Two donated $2. Why so late? My sleep is fucked. That's why. Thanks for the donation too. The new Testarossa. Yeah, that's replacing that other one that nobody bought. The new Testarossa looks good. I don't know why people are hating on it so much. G donated $2. Let me see.
We're here because today's the 5th anniversary.
This is driving me fucking nuts. Why can't I remember? Not the 488. Maybe it's the 360. Yeah, it's I'm thinking of the 360. That's an easy one, easy to remember. Just have to think Xbox 360. Yeah, when this car was new, I really fucking loved the 360. Pretty sure you can get these used now for not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a lot of them are around like 80K. Yeah, these are still nice cars. They can be pretty hard to fucking work on. They have like some stupid electronic system that you may never be able to get working right.
Of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. And we have 99 countries that have ratified or are signatories to the treaty.
This is so fucking stupid. Yeah, you know what countries have signed it? Countries without fucking nuclear weapons. So it's like fucking stupid.
Which it's the possession, you cannot use them, you cannot possess them, you cannot sell them to another country. It's the total abolition of nuclear weapons. Colorado is very aware of nuclear weapons, and the young gentleman I spoke
This is just like dumb
with
woman brain
immediately said,
horseshit. If you have a like political ideology that only works if everyone agrees with you, it's just retarded and it immediately fails. You can't abolish nuclear weapons. The only way to do that is to get rid of the knowledge of how to make them, which is obviously impossible. Just retarded.
well, you know, this is really important to us because we have ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, in the ground. And I said, well,
By the way, these are the same people who tried to gaslight everybody into thinking Iran is not producing nuclear weapons. So while claiming they're trying to abolish nuclear weapons, they're literally giving cover to Islamic terrorist regimes that are trying to develop nuclear weapons. Like, it's just all horseshit.
I'm very aware of that. I said,
They're trying to destroy the United States. That's all this is. Like, China's ramping up their nuclear arms production. Like, why would they be promoting this idea of nuclear deproliferation when China's massively ramping up their nuclear arsenal?
they did an action there a number of years ago. I said, very symbolic. Well, in the 1980s, 3 of us Roman Catholic sisters went out and did a Plowshares action, which is where you nonviolently, symbolically alert the public and people to what is happening if these nuclear weapons are ever going to be used. So we cut a link in the fence. We used simple household hammers to hammer on the silo area. Railroad track would come out if the weapon is...
People massively overinflate the usefulness and the danger of nuclear weapons. Like, there's a reason why they've rarely ever been used. Like, what? There's Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and I don't think they've ever been used in combat since then. It's only just been tests. So it's stupid. They're ridiculously expensive to make. They're ridiculously expensive to maintain. And they don't really offer much more of a benefit over modern, conventional, precision-guided explosives. So, like, why would you ever fucking use them? This nuclear deproliferation shit is just fucking stupid. Look at Who Wants a Second Wife. I don't feel bad for his first one now, honestly.
Single and tired of searching but never finding.
Or maybe you're already married, caught in cycles of frustration.
Discussing a second wife with my wife. This could all be simplified by just having multiple girlfriends. Why complicate anything? Just... I don't know how divorce laws work in Islam, if you even can technically get divorced. I don't know, but like the idea of having multiple wives and then like any of them being able to leave for whatever reason and then claim some amount of your wealth or property. Like, imagine if you have 3 or 4 wives and then all of a sudden they like all decide to up and leave, like they'd fucking rob you blind.
Unmet expectations, or just feeling like something is missing.
Or perhaps you're
One pussy isn't good enough for me. I need at least 2 pussy.
Today we're gonna have a very interesting conversation, hopefully informative and.
Oh my god, I can see the outline of your wife's nose. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, so hot. Oh, I'm coming.
And fun, edutainment, I guess. I'm here, joined by my wife, Khaled. Thank you for joining us.
I wonder if his wife also thinks it's okay to rape 5-year-olds.
Khaled, Assalamu alaikum. Our second wife. Because you know how they say our pregnancy, like it's not my wife, it's not that my wife is pregnant, we're pregnant.
It's like we're pregnant, not my wife is. Yeah, we're.
Talk about the racial aspect, right?
Yeah, just these people are deranged. The idea of having multiple partners, especially if you're a man, it's like whatever. That's not nearly as abnormal as a lot of people think, but why the fuck would you want like the law and government and shit getting involved in like these relationships where now it's not just you're dating or living together. Now there's all these other legal fucking steps you have to go through and they can steal shit from you. Like it's just fucking retarded. Like, sure, having multiple girlfriends or like sexual partners, I'm sure a lot of people are into that. But when you get the law involved, like, why would you? Why? Just more opportunity for somebody to fuck you over. It's stupid.
President Trump is now giving a dire warning to Iranian leadership, writing on Truth Social this morning that a massive armada is heading towards Iran and is ready to, quote, fulfill its mission with speed and violence if necessary. Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin is tracking the latest for us on this. And
you know, I wonder with some of these things if Trump is supposed to say this. Like, I guess at this point it doesn't matter because they already know that, you know, those warships are coming towards Iran. But yeah, time certainly is running out for Iran. I don't know if they're going to try to negotiate some sort of peaceful surrender. That's why they're doing this. Like, that's why he's posting some of this shit on Truth Social. I'm sure there's stuff going on behind the scenes that, like, nobody knows about. But yeah, they're not going to peacefully surrender. They're just going to fight to the end. It'd be great if they could actually capture the Ayatollah alive and then throw him in jail or execute him publicly on live TV. That'd be cool. Thanks for the donation, G.
Yes. From my understanding, Islam is actually pretty progressive when it comes to divorce, unlike traditional Christianity. From my understanding, the wife can get divorced for whatever reason she wants.
I'm not sure if it works that way, because, like, I've heard, like, I've heard a lot of horror stories where women were, like, trapped in these Islamic marriages and stuff, and they couldn't escape, and, like, not only the husband, but their family members would, like, threaten her and stuff. So, like, I don't know if it's quite that simple. But again, when you're talking about, like, modern developed society, like, you know, living here, why in the hell, like, having one wife is already enough of a fucking liability. Imagine having, like, 2 or 3 or 4. Like, holy crap, if they all leave you at the same time, they could completely fuck you over. Thanks for the donation, though, G.
That jaw just goes on for days. Oh, I love that extreme wide-angle lens. This is really starting to take shape.
What a big nose boy. Oh my god, such a big nose. It's kind of like a big chicken. It's like a big chicken, only rather than having a beak, it's got a snoot. And it's got these big spiny bump things. But it's just like a chicken. They look so cool. It'd be neat having a time machine where you could actually see them in person. You know what would be fucking dope? If we had like some sort of full dive VR thing, like, you know, The Matrix, and then you could have like an experience like that where you're right next to dinosaurs. I have a feeling they're probably going to announce a new Fallout game soon. They're still charging $35 for this fucking shit. Yeah, and this fucking Fallout 4 anniversary edition and shit. Oh my fucking god, dude. They are liars. Just fraud, lying fucks. They said they updated the game to fix all the issues. Literally, on the PC version, that same fucking issue from, like, literally launch day is still there, where the game will crash during that first mission when you're running to the vault. That was there on day one. They never patched it. And then when they claimed they fucking fixed it, it still wasn't fixed. Like it's baffling. How are they a fucking video game development company? Bethesda is like they've got to be the worst AAA developer. Like as a publisher, they're fine, but like as a fucking developer, holy mother of a fuck, they're terrible. I've never seen that from like a AAA studio. Literally having a fucking game-breaking bug where the game will crash on the first mission, and then like 8 years after the game comes out, they still haven't been able to fix it. Like, that is genuinely just baffling. Oh yeah, Demon Land. Oh fuck. I thought this was a real game and it's a hentai game.
One of the arguments he gives to his wife is to think of it not as his wife but our second wife. Lol, I didn't know this girl was open to lesbianism, just, lol. Daniel is so stupid, I don't think he realized what he was implying when he said that.
From what I understand, generally, they don't all have sex together. I'm sure there's like... I'm sure a lot of people have weird, freaky shit going on in the bedroom and they just don't mention it because they could get stoned to death or something. It would not surprise me if some of that shit was going on, where like you do see women that are cool with their husbands having second wives because they're bisexual and they kind of want to fiddle around with a girl too. That would be pretty hot. Honestly, like, I love watching women, like, have... Oh, Jesus Christ. They couldn't warn me. How would I have known? Are you serious? Okay, well, boobs. Yeah, I like watching women have sex with women, so that'd be cool. Thanks for the donation, G.
For what we understand Spinosaurids to look like now, today, you saw the placement of its nostril, it's higher up on the nose. Just 3 years later, Spino gets his first big break on the silver screen as the main antagonist for Jurassic Park 3. He's here to ruin T-Rex's day and is destined to fight him for—
Spinosaurus was way fucking smaller than T-Rex. T-Rex would have fucking just wrecked Spinosaurus.
Hey bro, what do you think about nigger?
You know, it's a word. Thanks for the donation, Geegan Veins.
forever. Although they probably never would have crossed paths in reality. Okay, here comes Spinosaurus. See,
Wow.
this is awesome because I now know about Spinosaurus. This was perfect timing to put him in a movie because we just got Baryonyx and Suchomimus giving us a face. So now we've got this big spiny meanie
Oh my
with that
god.
big croc face. I mean, they did a very nice job, actually. We didn't know yet just how tiny their legs were. So the fact that it was this big upright theropod, you know, running with those big long legs.
Gum Gum. Gum Gum. Where's my Gum Gum? Gum Gum?
Might not hold up today, but I still think that it was a fantastic model. I think that movie gets a lot of hate. Just admit it, you wanted to see T-Rex fight a Spinosaurus. Good job, the movies. Finally, after nearly 100 years of mystery, Spinosaurus's face was finally revealed.
Check out the skeletal reconstruction, though. Those legs are looking pretty
So that is butthole bone.
long still. Something is holding this creature back from its full potential.
No. I don't think Daniel intended it that way. He just meant our second wife as in she helps us all platonically. But only I get to have sex with both of you. It's funny cause when he said can easily be interpreted in another way.
Yeah, he's a fucking dumbass. I mean... Yeah, like, this is the same guy who said it's okay to rape a 3-year-old as long as they went through puberty. Like, it's fucking unhinged. Thanks for the donation, G. What type of gum is that? It's nicotine gum.
We just don't know what yet. This is also around the time that old photos of the destroyed specimen were rediscovered in old collections. So everyone got a fresh reminder of where this all began.
So you can see here how this has been cobbled together by the bones of multiple Spinosaurus specimens and Spinosaurus cousins, because they're all like little missing pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. But together, they make a lot of sense in relation to one another.
Nah, it didn't work out. I'm gonna work out in a few hours.
So now we've
since I'm gonna be awake.
got the jaw, we've got the snout, we've got the little crest on top. The sail is nice and round and crescent shaped, just like in Jurassic Park 3, which Shirley was referring to this. And it's important to remember that all of those spines, sail spines, they're all broken. Every single one of them. None of them that we have are complete. So the order in which they're arranged and the degree to which they get reconstructed is going to change our interpretation, and it will keep changing it. Just wait. Just a year later, in 2006, all of the research gets compiled into an amazing documentary, Land Before Time 12, The Great Day of the Flyers. And if you've seen this movie, then please just know you are...
My mind was blown. I only thought there were like 2 Land Before Time films. They kept making them. There's like at least a dozen of them.
one of the real ones. Okay, I grew up on Land Before Time. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. Drove my family insane watching it day after day after day. I am who I am. But even I didn't know that these went up to 12. In fact, like, how many more are there? I'm gonna look that up later, for sure. Oh, wow. Oh, this Spinosaurus is a bit of a chunker. They definitely made him pretty
chunky.
wide and rotund, but they're all bad.
G also claimed that he needs a second wife cause World War III gonna start, so there will be surplus of them. You idiot. Not like World War II. In writing, Muslims men will commit terror attacks and run and hide in tunnels, leaving the women up top to be killed. Retard.
I do not understand his reasoning. And yeah, yeah, the men will just hide underground and then use women as human shields. It's kind of what they do. Thanks for the donation, G.
Basketball shaped. So the sail on the back is actually kind of interesting because it looks more like an accordion fan. I've got one of those for hot days. Just fan yourself with a Spinosaurus. So we just had to go and check this because it's very vital information. There are 14 movies and 26 episodes of a series for Land Before Time. So we've got like 40 things to go and watch. Should we start a podcast watch along? Does that sound fun? I think that sounds great. Let's do it. Yeah. On a slightly more serious note, in 2011, we got BBC's Planet Dinosaur, showing us something that very likely did happen. Spinos fishing. Looks like they're
The little girl who did the voice of Ducky had her life taken by her father shortly after. That's fucked.
eating some small theropod. Oh, and Spinosaurus is coming in for the.
I loved these dinosaur documentaries when I was a kid, where they 3D animated everything.
Deal. Yeah.
They're so cool.
They're kind of pointing out that this spine was probably a bit of a weak point in terms of facing off with other things.
That's good. Thanks for the donation, 9014. Excellent spam as always.
Theropods. It's like a big Ruffles chip. Yeah, that looks ketchup.
Yeah, it is like a Ruffles chip
flavor. And it's interesting, you see it like moving and walking around. So every time its spine moves, you see it kind of bounce and expand and then contract. And so I don't know like how fixed and stable its spine was. It's plausible, but up to this point, I don't think we've seen underwater Spinosaurus yet. One of the really cool fish from the Kem beds, where Spinosaurus is from, is called Onchopristis, and it's almost always the meal of choice that Spino goes for in the water, probably because these big skate sharks are really interesting. You know, there's sawfish and all kinds of other interesting things in there too. So we've got Fisherman Spino, the pescatarian dino.
In 2014, Dr. Nizar Ibrahim and his team published the breakthrough that everyone was dreaming of. The first Spinosaurus skeleton since Stromer in 1915. What's more is that it revealed more of the anatomy that the old destroyed skeleton was lacking. It had a few of the vertebrae with the long sail bones, forelimbs, a pelvis, a hind limb, and even some parts of the skull. These new fossils, combined with new technology, gave us the opportunity to look inside the bones. Aquatic or semi-aquatic animals often evolve a higher bone density. Theropods usually have light, airy bones, but Spino bones were dense. Their legs were short, and their wide feet had long, strong bones, letting it walk on muddy, silty soil like a huge shorebird. Short legs made him a short king. The teeth were conical and thick, like a crocodile. This all pointed at a lifestyle that was closer to that of a croc than to a T-Rex, a truly massive crocodino. This made Spinosaurus a star.
Based on these discoveries, Nova released a documentary called Bigger Than T-Rex. Let's take a look at what they did. Oh, now look at that sail. That's very different already, isn't it? Kind of the M-shaped, which actually goes all the way back to Stromer and the way that he interpreted the order of those vertebrae. Wow. So as we can see now, the whole stature and like the way that this animal holds itself is suddenly so different.
You know, we need another good Turok game. The new one that they have coming out, it's like third person, looks fucking stupid. I don't know why they never released the Turok from 07 onto Steam. It's really weird. But yeah, they're coming out with this stupid third-person Turok game. X-Tony Tiller's 2 new Frank shorts. Let me see.
It's only been a few days since I announced us having produce on Frankie's Free Range Meat, and I'm going to do a full in-depth video today explaining all of the organic produce that we will have available if this works out. So if we can sell enough of these packages reasonably and make orders every week with the produce supplier, I'm going to literally list every single thing available. So if you want to know what I can get you guys, definitely check out that full video on my YouTube. It's going to be pretty long, but this would open a lot of doors in regards to our prepared products. Like when I'm making pizzas, I'll be able to make mushroom and pepper pizza every week. I could do, Philly cheesesteaks with fresh onions every week. I could do more soups, different types of stocks. We'll have Vichyssoise every week. We'll have white bean hummus always in stock. So it'll open a lot of doors. I hope it works out,
Sure.
but I'm not gonna, go crazy trying to push it.
At Vital Farms, we take transparency seriously. You should know where your food comes from. So
I'm sitting here, I can't breathe. I'm laughing, dude. These guys at Vital Farms sat down in a meeting and said, let's try to convince them that linoleic acid is good for you. Dude.
Linoleic acid is an essential fat. You need it to live, so.
The video starts off like, Omega-6 is vital for cellular function, and eating one of our eggs only accounts for 6% of your omega-6 fats. It's important to follow a healthy and balanced... Dude, it's hilarious, dude. Dude, this is how delusional and arrogant and psychotic these billionaires are. They think they're smart enough to gaslight you. They think...
I don't think anybody became a billionaire from selling eggs.
Think you're worthless. They think you're stupid. They think, oh, we've been tricking these morons into spending $15 on these eggs for 10 years. What? They'll buy more. Why not? Like it's hilarious, dude. Straight comedian.
And you're about to find out in a couple months, this guy is going to take everyone's money, not send out orders, rip everybody off. He's lying about the whole thing with his property getting foreclosed on. Every accusation is an admission with Frank. Sir William Squire Tony Tiller's Nostalgic Memories. Oh yes, this show. Why is there a Porsche there? Yeah. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Because its whole long sausagey body is way closer to the ground because it doesn't have really long legs. In fact, they were pretty short and stout. which also means that its arms were closer to the ground as well. So they were suggesting that maybe it was able to crawl on those big claws. This documentary was a really big deal at the time. You know, it's unveiling the only individual left of Spinosaurus in terms of like an actual skeleton. And for the first time since the original skeleton was destroyed, we have Spinosaurus to work with again, with all kinds of new stuff. This also got Spinosaurus on the cover of Nat Geo. So the cover and the press release was all done by a good friend and colleague of mine in paleoart named Davida.
G donated $2. Watch from 2450. He gives his reason. Wait and watch is David's response. LMFAO.
Imams and the compassionate imams who explain polygyny, why the Sahaba or the Prophet ﷺ had multiple wives. They say, oh,
It's so bizarre. The Prophet Muhammad was lecherous. It's strange because like Muslims brag about that. Like as if that's an endearing quality. He was like really horny and tried to bang as many girls as he could. Like that's why.
it's because of war. There's war, and there's just so many widows. You know, so many women who don't have any husband, so...
The Prophet Muhammad literally murdered women's husbands and then forced them to be his sex slaves. What kind of fucking explanation is that?
You know, the men have to come and marry second or third or fourth, you know, just for the sake of protecting these poor widows. So given that explanation, we can say that, look, guys, we're on the brink of...
So, one, not all of the Prophet Muhammad's wives were war widows. Two, the ones that were, the Prophet Muhammad's responsible for killing their husbands. And for not noble reasons. He literally just wanted to steal their wealth. Like, what kind of fucking retardation is this? And I mean, he married Aisha, like a fucking 6-year-old. Like, it's just retarded.
Of World War III. We're actually on the brink of World War III, and at any day now, it's going to pop off in the Middle East, Russia, China, the United States. So we need to get ahead of the curve. Like, we need to start getting prepared to take in these widows now, not tomorrow. It'll be too late. Now we have to start laying the groundwork, right? Okay? Right?
Before she becomes a widow, you're going to marry her before she becomes a widow? What kind of flip is this?
Yeah, this one, this doesn't work for another reason, which despite her Harvard education, she didn't catch on to. But what they both missed right here is that we've seen how war works in Islam now. The Muslim men will go launch a terrorist attack, and then they'll run and hide in tunnels, leaving the women and children up on the surface for the retaliation. And therefore, the men, there's going to be way more men because the men are all hiding in tunnels, and it's the women who are being bombed. So they're not going to be enough women. So it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. You're not going to have this. Oh, we have so many women we can't find husbands for. It's going to be men need to share these women because all the men are safe and all the women died.
Yeah, so before the war starts, they're going to get those women.
Yeah. Retarded. Thanks for the donation, G.
I hate Muslims. And niggers.
Alright, well, maybe you should have some vegan ice cream. Thanks for the donation, Lil Nig.
Bonadonna, and he's an incredibly skilled artist who works very closely with the researchers and takes part in it himself.
Oh my god, why is the music so loud?
Because we've never seen such a short-legged therapist. Maybe it makes you a better swimmer?
2017, doctors Hone and Holtz write a paper trying to make heads and tails of all the Spinosauridae specimens collected, doing everyone a big favor by organizing all this information for a referral down the line in this tangled Spinoverse. They point out that one of the features of Spinosaurids are their massive claws, and they featured this awesome bit of art by Matt von Ruyen, proposing the claws were for a "come at me, bro" free hugs threat display. Kinda like a croc-faced water anteater.
In 2018, Dr. Don Henderson decided to test the semi-aquatic hypothesis and created a digital model to see if he could make Spino buoyant in its current form. Let's see what he did. I love these figures of these submerged dinosaurs. Just trying to show, like, would they float? This paper really suggests that Spinosaurus was a disaster in the water, that if it wasn't constantly moving forward, then it would roll and tip over and wouldn't be able to hold itself up. It also says that even if it exhaled all the air from its lungs, it would still be too buoyant to sink or go underwater. Too many air sacs. In 2020, the plot thickens yet again, because Dr. Ibrahim is back with more Spinosaurus. And this time, he and his team are suggesting that it's the first fully aquatic dinosaur. Let's see what they have. There's actually so much to cover scientifically in this paper, but let's keep it a little short by saying this is Spinosaurus expansion pack. They found more of the Spinosaurus that they published on in 2014. And through extreme serendipity, we're able to recover it from a market and from these fossil sellers and reunite it from the original specimen. It's pretty incredible. And one of my favorite figures from this paper is, of course, the skeletal reconstruction, where we have this wonderfully lifelike and absolutely alien-looking dinosaur. But look at this swimming motion. Look at that tail. So the sail didn't end on its back. Its whole tail also had a sail, kind of like a fluke. So that's how they interpreted it. And this paper was suggesting that it used its tail as a propulsion mechanism to be able to pursue things in the water, to hunt down. With a reconstruction like this, I mean, this looks like a water living animal. Oh, it's fascinating. I'm sure it could fit some pretty big fish in that gullet, you know? Yeah, he could fit that whole scuba diver in his gullet. It fits so many scuba divers in this baby.
Their theory was based on 3 main ideas. 1. On land, it would have walked on 4 legs and on its knuckles. Its center of gravity would have been too forward, which would have made it slow and awkward. 2. The tail was shaped like a fin, and it likely helped it propel Spinosaurus when hunting and foraging. And 3. The fossils were all found in coastal or marine environments.
This was further supported by the discovery of a nearly complete tail. So of course, they called upon their buddy Davide Bonadonna once again to make a stunning piece of art. So now we've got a literal Spinosaurus swimsuit edition, and it's a full feature. Like, look at this amazing creature in all of these action poses, hunting all kinds of different fish from its ecosystem. So this piece of art is fantastic. In fact, yeah, look at the sail on the tail. You can tell that it's kind of pushing itself along, and he's going for that Onchopristis because it's always Onchopristis, isn't it?
Oh, dude, debating some hardcore Orthodox Christians on dinosaurs is hilarious. Jim Bob literally denies the existence of dinosaurs and says they're all made up, and just a bunch of scientists just decided to come up with imaginary creatures and then lie and say they found bones when they never did.
They're pretty cool. Welcome to Spinosaurus Swimsuit Edition, where on the centerfold is a beautiful fold-out featuring full exposed cloaca. Oh, these are so beautiful. I love the colors, the light, the proportions on the animal. I mean, yeah, every one of these poses is a masterpiece. Davida, you've done it again.
The paper even included video of their experiment to see how the tail would move in a water flume. I'd say that's got a pretty nice undulation. Of course, the controversy didn't stop there. Dr. Hone and Dr. Holtz determined that the tail was too weak and the sail was too...
If the Muslims would do war how to Europeans do war, you know, like men going and fighting themselves and shit, then maybe Daniel might have a point. But, as David just pointed out, their strategy is actually a detriment to Islamic population growth. Idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice and retarded. Ugh. Well, we know they're all gay, so they might not mind. Thanks for the donation, G.
Too big for it to be an aquatic pursuit hunter. So they were more likely to be for display, like a peacock tail. Oh look, another different sail interpretation. Funky.
In 2022, Paul Sereno and his crew created a fully posable digital model based on CT scan data of Spinosaurus specimens. And this had a full distribution of body mass with muscle, bone, and air sacs. It looked like this. Oh, wow.
Wow.
So yeah, they've actually modeled out different types of
Air
materials.
sacs.
So we have the full skeleton in 3D and the soft tissue modeled over and around that, and even some of the muscles inside the body. And each element of this model has been assigned its own mass, its own weight, its own volume, and all of that together, they're able to make slightly more accurate readings or estimates of body mass and size. Oh, it doesn't look like...
Oh, little Spinosaurus babies.
Look like he lives on the edge of the ocean, you see what I mean? But what was that you saw in the background? It was water. So they're by a big river.
Just picking up
So
this
you've
baby.
got one Spino by the shoreline who's looking in the water, probably trying to catch an easy fish going by. But this one's going for a deep dive. And it's going, of course, for poor little Onchopristis. I mean, giant Onchopristis, but still. So instead of chasing at high speeds, it was probably ambushing in whatever way it could. So that was a really impressive scene that encapsulates a lot of the science that's being done here by several researchers, you know. You can kind of compare this bimodal lifestyle to a lot of animals today. Like polar bears, for example. They'll dive in, chase after seals, and catch them if they can. If they spot one from the edge of an ice floe, they're gonna dive in for it. But
Polar
at the
bears
same
are
time,
huge.
if they see prey on land, they're gonna go for that as well. Also, in 2025, we get Jurassic World Rebirth. In the preview of this movie, you get to glimpse at Spinosaurus, because of course they bring him back. Or several of them? And they're sticking to the aquatic theory. Well, these ones are definitely going for like the speedboat model. You can tell they're fast because they have racing stripes. But I don't make the rules. It's how it is. They're even showing that they work together to coordinate an attack. Now, I don't mean to take the wind out of these Spinosaurus' sails, but, you know, this isn't necessarily. But nonetheless, I love their movement. I thought we all agreed that we weren't going for the
What? How did he not eat the guy?
the super
Oh no, he got him now. He's having a snack.
fast swimmer
My goodness, he's got a snack.
style anymore.
Look at him getting his snack.
We weren't going for the super
Oh
fast
my god,
swimmer
he's got a nice snack in his mouth.
style anymore.
That's
Like,
a nice dinosaur.
That's good. That is freaking good. Searcher reverse lunge. Or I haven't almost seen any Searcher stuff. Kirako's Grizzly, Kyriakos, how the freaking...
Zerchers are stupid.
Why is he comparing his... I mean, let's see what he has to say. But he's comparing his personal record to today. So I bet what he's trying to say is, I gotten stronger along the way, and yes, I did this...
I'd really like one of those pullover machines. They're pretty dope. Pee pee poo poo bum bum. I was trying to change the brake pads on my Ural. And hopefully everything went fine. I found out that 3 of the calipers were stuck. So I unstuck them. It wasn't really, they weren't like really stuck. What was weird was the one that was moving, like just fine, I couldn't push it back in. So I ended up having to fuck around with that for a while, and then that finally moved. Then I got all of them moving just fine. So hopefully that just works fine now. I'm pretty sure I have to re-bleed the brake line. I forgot to pick up a bleed hose, so I ordered one on Amazon. Should come tomorrow. No, I haven't played Maneater.